Hello, everyone. We are live. We have fixed the main issue with the mouth flaps. Hopefully, hopefully, emphasis on hopefully. But we're live. That's what matters. So I realized I turned off the music, so we should re-enable that. But now the music's back, and we get to do my personal favorite part, my least favorite part of everything, which is, the part where I check to make sure that everything is where it should be. This part sucks because it's anxious, but we're gonna do it anyways. So we have everything we got here. Um, we have the dog stuff. Have all of Kalen's stuff. Have Duncan's sword and his shield. We have Merrick's sword and Kalen's shield. We have Duncan's dagger. We already checked. We have Duncan's sword. We have the Nug Crusher. We have the Corrupted Magister staff. I have the repeater gloves. That's everything. So we should be able to go to Lothering now. Be a grand old time. And so, to Lothering we go. Finally doing Lothering, guys. You know that thing that's supposed to be like the third part of the game? Well, we're doing it now. But first, in my other playthrough, I've realized that there is a potential problem with Sten's build, so we're going to have to go and respec Sten. Very important that we do this, you see, because otherwise we're going to have to do it later. So I also realized I need to pull up my Twitch stuff. So fast. All right, we got it up. So where was I? Right, we're gonna respec Sten. That's what we're gonna do now. Important stuff. The respecing of the Sten. So we're gonna talk to
If
Bodan.
there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
That's awfully loud, Bodan. Yeah, let me see.
I'm
your
sure
wares,
you'll be
Bodan.
pleased with the goods my
What do you got
boy and
for me,
I have
buddy?
collected, and with your discount.
Yeah. I never really feel like I have a discount though, because I never see what your prices are without it. But let's see. We've changed our respec mod, by the way, to one that I feel like is better and less buggy, hopefully. Because the other one's kind of buggy. But this one has its own issues and bugs. But hopefully it's less buggy than the one we had before. Yeah, we probably sell both of those. Sell a dagger. And control bow. Alright, there we go. So we got the manual of focus. We can respec Sten. We're still gonna use Sten. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use Sten though, to be honest. We might. I kind of want to use Sten because I feel like not as many people use Sten, you know? But I also feel like Alistair is funnier sometimes. But, you know, we'll just go with Sten, I guess, for now. And then we'll use Alistair if it matters. Because we really got to use both at some point.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll continue using our less used party. But let's see. Let's go to Lothering. The reason we need to respec Sten is that his build actually works fine, but there really aren't enough items in the game that would allow us to manage the stamina regen of both Sten and Morrigan once Morrigan really gets going as an Arcane Warrior. And frankly, Morrigan being an Arcane Warrior, I think, is better than Sten being a Spirit Warrior tank. So I'd like to get that sorted out. So we gotta unequip everything from Sten first. Because of the way that this respec mod is. And then we gotta go and respec Sten. And now we can level him up again. Let's make him a Guardian this time around. I've never actually used that one. Well, at least I have before, but not in a very long time. So let's try and get him to the strength that he needs. And bumped up that. So he needs powerful, he needs threaten, he needs taunt, obviously. What does this one do? What's a shield? Yeah, that's pretty good. Good too. Bonuses to his resistances, maybe. What's the one that prevents flanking? Yeah. Yeah. That's one that really matters. This one is shield wall. Alright, Stan, it's time to put some clothes on. But what we actually want to do now is, since we're sort of changing this up, is we want to give Morrigan back her necessary stuff. And we want to give her the Warden outfit. Because really that's better for her right now. She won't need the Kaelin's outfit until she's a Blood Mage. So, I want to give him the Kaelin's outfit. Gotta put on a shirt Sten. We also want to give her Merrick's arms. And we'll give him the Spell Ward, Essential Skill for Maneuvering, and the Band of Fire. And that should give Morrigan a lot more regen. As you can see, I installed some new mods like the Quinfix pack, so there's some new saves. But that should give Morrigan a lot more mana regen, which should be super helpful, but not right now, because right now we're in Lothering. I mean, this is all overkill. We're way too overgeared for this spot right now. But we are doing what we are doing. So let's keep at it. Second, y'all. There we go. Yeah, we're doing what we're doing, so let's keep going. I don't know if the sound cuts out for you whenever I do that. If the sound cuts out, it's because I briefly changed Windows. And I don't know why, but it doesn't play the music in the background. I wish I could get it to do that. There might be some way to do that. Maybe one of you all knows how to do that, but I do not know. So I'm gonna cut out that sound one more time as I go and do one more thing. So get ready. Not sure if the sound is gone for y'all, but it is gone for me. So all right, thanks for hearing me on this, guys. All right, we gotta accept the quest now.
You got a bed for the night. You taken care of.
Yeah, we've got a whole camp. What's going on
Ever
here?
since good King Kalen passed, refugees and soldiers have been passing through. I'm the elder here, and I've my hands full making sure refugees don't turn to petty theft, or worse.
That's pretty bad.
Sir Bryant at the Chantry is seeing to matters of defence and such. He'd have more of an ear for your type.
I'm pretty sure he already left. Well, you know what I just realized, guys? Let's talk to Morrigan. We haven't talked to her yet.
What do you wish of me?
This is the most important thing to do in Lothering, by the way. It is actually possible to romance Morrigan based only on what you do in Lothering. So let's see if we can do that.
If you must.
Let's find out more about her. How'd she
I was
become a
not
shape
born
changer?
such.
Which is, she
'Tis a
totally is, by the
skill
way.
of
We didn't
Flemeth's,
change that at all.
taught over many
She is
years in the
definitely,
wilds.
definitely
The
still a shape
chastened have
changer.
tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone
you
and separate
probably
from his
do.
tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Yeah, it honestly sounds realistic. We should probably ask her.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has
Yeah.
not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Yeah, can you change into other
The
females
form of
as
an
well?
animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I
I
learn
think you
nothing.
can learn a lot
So
by,
the
like,
answer
talking
is
and
no,
studying
my
to
human form
people,
is the only one I
but
possess.
I mean, that's just me, maybe. I guess can anyone become a
Anyone with
shape changer?
sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talent.
Well,
if
well,
you had a
everyone,
notion to learn such a
there
skill for
goes
yourself,
our dreams
sadly, you
of
must remain
becoming
disappointed.
a potato. We'll have to think of some other way. I know potatoes aren't animals, but theoretically, I wonder if we could study enough potatoes, if we could think, if we could become as potato, then maybe it would be possible. But alas, we are a dwarf with no magical talent, and thus must remain not potato. So let's see.
There
Spend a
were
lot of time as
nights
an
when
animal.
the wilds called to me. 'Tis true.
Time to hydrate.
You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
Yeah, what do other animals think of her?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Guys, I think I figured it out. So, hear me out. Hear me out. Morgan lives in the woods with her mom, who may be an evil stepmother. She transforms into adorable animals and hangs out with forest critters. They make sounds at her, but she doesn't speak to them. I think Morgan may be a Disney princess. Consider it. Consider. This is a possibility. I just want y'all to think about that. Alright, cool. We're all thinking about it. What's the next question? I've never heard of magic like that before. Yeah, because
Tis
you've
not
never seen a
unheard
Disney
of
movie
in the
because they don't
remote
exist in this
corners of the
universe.
world.
But that's what she is.
There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old,
Bro,
indeed,
I don't know what the circle of
passed down
magi
as carefully
is either.
guarded
I
lore from one
literally
generation to
live
the
underground.
next.
I
The zealots of
live
the
under a
chantry
rock,
would
a
uproot
literal
all
rock,
such
several
practitioners if they
rocks.
could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
You should say such
I am
traditions
surprised
should be
you
preserved.
think so. Still, 'tis a pleasant thing to hear.
Why do I look like I follow Andraste? I'm literally a dwarf. There are currently basically no dwarfs who follow Andraste that I know of. I think you meet like one in the entire game. And he is specifically explained to be weird.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Maybe tied to a flagpole and tickled.
I wouldn't advise it. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the
I always
dust
pick
gather
that
on
one.
us.
See, she likes that answer. Did it. Alright, time to save again. Because we're saved
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Let's ask her something.
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
Okay, she doesn't want to teach us then. Alright,
What do you wish of me?
ask her another question.
If you must.
She grew
Why
up
do
in
you
the
ask
Starry
me such
Wilds.
questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
Alright, guys. Flirt 100.
Beg pardon, then, while I jump for joy. What is it you asked? If I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply
put that much thought
Flemeth
into the
and
question.
I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time, I
I'm
grew
telling y'all,
curious.
Disney
I left the wilds to explore what
princess.
lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
It's all adding up. It's all the pieces are coming together.
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place.
Where
The
my little
wilds
it
I
is,
hail from
it's
is home to me,
incredibly,
and I a
incredibly
natural
bigoted.
denizen.
The dwarf
For all
world.
that I had
It's
been
pretty
taught,
terrible.
however, the truth of the
But I don't
civilized
feel
lands
like that's
proved
where
to
you were
be
going. This place is all new to me too. I've
overwhelming.
literally
I was
I thought I was
unfamiliar
gonna
with
fall
so
up
much.
into the sky.
So confident and
when I
bold
came
was
up
I,
here.
yet there was much that Flemeth
If I didn't
could
grip the
never
ground, it
have
might be
prepared
really, really
me for.
hard. Alright. What is Flemeth preparing for? Very daring, that sounds like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped
Honestly,
and began
really funny
shouting
to
in
have
his
these
strange
dialogues while
language,
she's in, like,
and most
plate armor.
assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That was quick
Men
thinking.
are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive.
Alright, I
I
actually
played the
wanted to
weakling
dispute
and
that,
battered
but
my
I
eyelashes at the
literally
captain
can't.
of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks
Actually,
like,
will this be one?
'tis
A
not
lot of
I.
men don't want
Not
don't
that
want to
I
believe
did not
women
have
are weak.
trouble.
That's not
There
true.
are things
They
about
always
human
want to believe that they
society
find
which have
women find
always
them
puzzled
attractive,
me,
though. That is
such as
true.
the
But the weak
touching.
thing is not
Why
always true.
all the touching for
Sometimes
a simple
usually not.
greeting?
Well, I don't know, usually. Not always true. We're gonna settle on that. We're gonna settle on a very non-committal. Not always true. We're gonna give this a rating of partially true. I don't particularly like it, but that's why we're going after Morgan here. Yes, let's see. Well, I have no idea.
Do
I'm
not
not human.
speak to me of trivialities. Your culture is not so entirely different. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes, how to eat at a table, how to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew.
I mean,
I
yeah,
still
those,
do not
those are pretty
understand it all,
complicated, to be
truth be
honest.
told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Yeah, here we. Oh, I forgot that was even an option. Yeah,
Yes.
here you are.
Here I am. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
True. That's a real concern.
Yes?
All right. It's life in the
At
wild.
times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds.
Disney
If I spoke, 'twas
princess.
to the
The
trees.
evidence keeps adding up. I've played this game 8 times and I never made this. Actually, probably like more like 10 or 12. But the point is, I never made this connection until right now. But it's true. I'm standing by this decision. It may be terrible. It may age very poorly. But no, Disney princess, Princess Morgan. So that
For a
sounds wonderful.
time, but one can only remain a child for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk
Disney
from
princess.
afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
Yeah, I don't think Flemeth would like that very
She
much.
was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
That's pretty cool, actually. But I feel like you would want us to say Flemeth was right.
Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
Yeah, exactly. Poor Morrigan. She has tremendous guilt and is always... Her backstory is actually really sad. Flemeth is an awful mom. That's part of why I say she's a Disney princess. But she likes it when we validate her childhood and just tell her that her trauma has meaning. So we're going to keep
They
doing
did
that.
indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
See, she really likes it, and we just validate her trauma.
Yes?
But like not in the way that you should. So we're gonna keep doing that. Yay! Eventually, we'll get to the point where we can start trying to teach her that maybe her child was kind of fucked up. But right now, we're not at that point yet. So for now, we're gonna keep talking to her. Let's see. Let's ask her
If
something.
you must.
Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
Hell yeah, we are. You are cute
Really?
and you're evasive.
Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too.
I think boat would look
My
pretty
mother
good.
has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were.
Ouch. Alistair
Flemeth
has
made
done
a bit
nothing
of a
to
game
deserve
of
this.
it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Not sure what to say here. I'm gonna go with really had no
I am
trouble with them.
unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know.
Yeah.
Flemeth would warn them, once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed.
Yeah.
And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait, a little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Yeah, but there would be more, right?
Sometimes, eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
What is an
You do not
apostate?
know.
Yeah.
The zealots use that word for any magic they do not control. The
Precisely,
chantry
you gotta get to know our
sees any
girlfriend.
mages not leashed to the circle of magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It
Yeah, that
may
sounds
even be
bad.
true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Spare. Say I agree completely.
Oh, I hope you are not simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change.
I literally
Enough
don't
of this
know what
talk. Let us
that
return
means
to the
or
task at
dangerous.
hand.
I'm a dwarf. I'm mostly resistant to magic. This is good. Okay, we did it. Got it. Let's get to know the girlfriend
Yes?
more. We gotta ask
If
her
you
more.
must.
Some of the
Well,
way she
that
seems to be.
depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Let's say human.
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Morgan. I grew up in a dump, in a hole in the ground. I literally didn't realize that you don't fall into the sky until 2 weeks ago. I don't know shit. I do not know shit. I didn't even know there was such a
I
thing.
see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful,
I
a
don't
fair
believe you.
lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Not true then?
No, quite true, but this part only. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
That was super incredibly, like, stupendously shitty of him. He sold
The
his
life
life.
of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man
Yeah,
who bargained
exactly.
with coin
Why-
he did not possess.
No wonder she
Osen
had
was
so
led
many
off to a
problems.
field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
Um, yeah, let's see. So she spoke to spirits or
Spirits
demons?
first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great
Doesn't
hero
sound good.
Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Wait, so which that she never invaded, or he never
The
defeated
truth
her?
of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus,
Yeah,
he was hailed
that,
a hero.
That actually sounds
Flemeth was only
plausible.
attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Let's ask if she believes her version.
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories.
Yeah, I have no idea where
But
that
on the
bitterness would come
whole,
from.
yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
How is it the
The
Flemeth
demon
survived so
within
long?
her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Good to know.
You ask
Wasn't
if
that
I have
one from
sisters.
Daughters.
I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds, after all, not just the one, and these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they
Suspicious.
existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Very suspicious. Why would she
The
refuse to speak of
Chastened
them?
tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be
Oh,
true.
that's,
I have never seen another witch or heard of one.
That's fun.
Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Yeah, aren't
How
abominations
often is
usually
this
insane?
usually? Always?
Always?
If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Interesting story.
Flemeth
Thank you.
tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself
Yeah, my
curious
mom,
nevertheless.
yeah, she drinks a lot. And she says mean things to me, like, all the time. So we don't really,
Ah, then you have my sympathies for
talk
what
about
it is
her.
worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on. Yes?
let's
So,
ask about something.
full of questions, are you?
We finally made it to the point where she likes us. She's doing the full of questions laugh.
I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me.
Yes, that is the question.
Truly? I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very question, and she merely laughed at me.
Yeah, Mom of the
It is
Year.
not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man, or perhaps change to a more attractive form to attract him willingly. I find it more difficult to imagine her with child. As
Yeah,
a
but she wasn't
matter of
always
fact,
old, right?
I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, much like my own, long and lustrous. But how could that be if she is centuries old? Has she become wizened only recently? Or are the tales of her legend only that, and nothing more? I do know
This
the
is
tales
feeling
of
more and
Flemeth
more
having many
suspicious as time
daughters,
goes on.
even though I have never met another. And Flemeth has always treated me as her blood.
That's good, at least. Yeah, she, Doesn't seem very
Must
motherly.
one be a doting and simpering moron to be considered a suitable mother?
That was the wrong
Flemeth
answer.
taught me
Question.
everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other mothers do not teach these things, then I believe them the lesser.
Yeah, I suppose
You
that's true.
suppose it's true? 'Tis true.
She's real mad at
Take
us.
yourself.
We
You
totally
do
screwed
not
up.
honestly desire such things from me, do you? 'Tis better to be free of such cloying and
All
cutting
right.
delusions.
Now
as
we get
love.
into like why I actually like Morgan, and it's because she's a really interesting character. In that she does love us, but he struggles with that and to admit it. So we're gonna have to tread very carefully, or we're gonna screw this up. I'm gonna say why limit
I do
yourself.
not consider it a limitation. Not leaping into a burning building also happens to be an experience best avoided. I tire of this discussion. Let us move on, shall we?
I think we screwed up that conversation. No, we didn't. We got one approval point. This is why Morgan is great. She'll say a whole bunch of stuff, and it'll seem like we really ticked her off, and then it turns out that actually we didn't do so bad.
Yes. So, full of questions,
Okay.
are you?
We're still doing well.
I cannot teach you, no, but any other mages
All right, we've
that
reached the
cared
point where
to
she'll
learn,
teach us
yes,
shape-shifting,
I
so
could
that's
do
a
that.
positive
Send
idea.
whoever you wish my way, and I shall teach them what I can in the camp, provided they possess the will to even make the attempt.
Good, we did it. Specialization unlocked shapeshifter. I mean, we already had it
Yes.
unlocked, but now it's double unlocked. I'd like to discuss
We are
something
hardly
personal.
alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
Hold on. Let's quick save before we do that. Can we kiss Morgan? Let's find out.
Yes.
Have we reached that point?
We are hardly
Uh,
alone, so privacy is not an option.
When
It is
Alistair's
your
here, he says
question,
something funny,
however.
but he's not here.
Ask what you
So
will.
let's see if anyone else says something.
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely. Not unless you stop.
We did it. We did it. How are we so tall? Wow, we are like real tall right now. But it works. We successfully started the romance route with Morgan. Gained 4 approvals.
We are hardly alone,
Discussing
so privacy is not an
personal,
option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
What does it take to
You
get
are
on your good
already
side?
on my good side, such as it is. Or do you seek something else? Something more intimate?
Hey, Tori, move
Oh,
forward.
good to know that. Let me see. I would expect favor to come with a price. Perhaps you would be willing to pay a compliment. Is that too much?
All right.
Hmm?
Here
I
we go.
suppose stating the obvious will have to do.
We're not good at
Very
this
well,
complimenting.
then. You are on my good side. Best watch your step that you don't fall off.
All right, what else can we get with Morgan?
Yes?
All
We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
right, that's it. We're good. What about Sten?
Why
What do
are
you
we
got for me?
stopping?
You just wanted to talk
There are
about
Darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
it.
You
No,
are
it's because
concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Said he was
I
in the army.
am.
Why were the
The
Canary soldiers
Antam
here?
are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Kunari. We are how my people know the world.
Let's ask him
No.
about the Canary. All right, he doesn't want to tell us about the Canary. Why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
See, this is part of why I like Sten. Is like he doesn't talk a lot, and he sometimes comes across like people think he's a musclehead. He's not a muscle. He's actually quite smart. He just doesn't like to talk because he doesn't like to do anything that isn't necessary for his mission, and that's honestly a pretty cool character. Alright, why do you offer
For
to
the
help me?
moment, you are the enemy of my enemy.
Darkspawn
They have no more allies than a hurricane or an earthquake. They are enemies to all. As you wish.
Cool. Stand approved of that too.
Yes,
What was he doing in the
sitting,
cage?
as you observed.
This is true. That is
It's
not
what you
he meant.
asked.
This is all. This is true. That is what I asked. Do I
I
answer my
did.
question?
Parshera, was there anything else? I am
question?
hardly surprised.
Yeah, we always have questions. Why do you come
To
for
answer
Elder?
a question,
What was the
the
question?
Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
What's an air
The
shot?
one who commands the Antam, the body of the Kunari.
Did you find
A
the answer to
portion
this
of it.
question? What's the
Were you
answer?
not at Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Don't you have to report
Yes.
back then? When is he going
Never.
to do that?
I cannot go home.
Okay. Why
It
not?
doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting. As you
Let's
wish.
go.
Yes,
Right. I have a
I
question.
am hardly surprised.
Actually, never
Very
mind.
well.
All right, that's all we can learn about Sten for now. Let's
As
go.
you wish.
What about Shale?
I see it found some augmentation crystals. I was not even aware it knew about them. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
No, they're quite
It
slight.
must be the vertical pattern it put them in. Did it know to do that? It must have.
Yep.
I think
That's
it should
me.
find some more as
Amazing
soon
is
as possible.
aesthetics.
I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
All right. What else can we know about Shale? What's with his eyes?
That. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it. The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved
The
to
thing
a
I love
single
about Shale,
tear by the
I love
tragedy.
how optimistic Shale is.
I think not. I am made of pure rock, skin to core. At best, I can become a pile of dust, but a smear I will definitely not leave behind. That's for softer, squishier things like itself and its friends. What's
Thanks,
that?
Shale.
Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
Oh, okay. That didn't go well. We're gonna try that again. This is how you play Dragon Age. You just you repeatedly reload whenever you screw up something. Oh man, we didn't save.
That. Merely reflecting on the
Oh wait, no, this
hopeless
is the same
nature of the
conversation.
task
Okay, we're
in
good.
front of it.
We're good.
The most likely outcome is that it and its companions
Yep.
will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon.
Yeah.
I shall be moved to a single
possibly.
tear by the tragedy.
It's good to know that she
It's
cares.
true. One single tear, and then it's off to the north, I think. Or maybe west. I haven't decided.
So
What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may
my
be
favorite
pigeons
thing
nearby.
about
We
the
should be
single
alert.
tier thing is that it's true. You can do that. I thought it was like a meme for the longest time, and then one time I actually did shed exactly one tear and no more, and it was the manliest moment in my life. Maybe not like the single manliest moment, but it's up there. It's in the top 10 at least. But it's a real thing. Maybe one day I'll tell you all what it was about. All right. But expectability different.
Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, master, I exist to serve the master. I shall kill for the master and only for the master.
No, please don't do that. That's
Perhaps
weird.
it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
Ooh. Yeah. Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners.
That sounds like a limerick,
I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
This is true.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent.
That's like
The
almost being in a
possibilities
boat,
are
but like an
limitless.
improved hippo.
Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
That's a weird thing to say, but okay. Yep, still here.
Yes, its adventures are interesting, even if the chances for success are remarkably slim. It would be better to throw oneself off a cliff, I suspect.
Okay, Shell.
Does it wish me to leave? I can, though I see no reason to go.
No, definitely not. No?
No doubt. Without me, it would have to carry its inventory on its own. Perhaps we should
it's an
continue.
RPG joke.
Its chances of success are small enough without further dawdling.
Alright, we got...
It doesn't have
Questions?
better things to do.
Not really, no.
I like to think of them as accessories.
What do they do?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them.
Yeah,
it is
but
not
he
an
was
unpleasant
awful.
sensation.
This is
So
dwarven
I
thing.
would assume. My former master enjoyed poking around the ruins in the deep roads after all, and bartering with others who did. As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
Oh, they can do other
Some
things
of the
too,
crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
Would you be willing to have
Why
more out of it?
not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures, after all.
Funny
That
RPG
answers
joke.
its question, I assume. Unless it has more.
Yeah, you killed your former master, right?
How interesting. Certainly I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague.
Big, but not
Clever.
consistent.
And true. Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall. My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I think.
Yeah, but you're fine where you
Flattery.
are.
And obvious flattery, too. I feel warm and fuzzy inside. He possessed my control rod, and back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing.
You had to kill one
Oh,
by
ho,
accident?
ho. It does like to laugh, does it? But who knows? I may have such a thing. And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me, so they simply left me. and in time I forgot I hadn't stood there all along.
Terrible.
In fact, at first I found it more of a relief. For so many years I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall! At first I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed, an acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring.
He doesn't even the crystals.
Possibly. Except that he was not experimenting with the crystals at the time, I think. But my memory is not good. It may be correct. Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless, for which I should be thankful, yes? And provided it doesn't decide to copy his experiments, not that I would allow it, it is nothing to fear from me. Much. The things that it fights, and it fights things often, that is a different story.
Yeah.
Let us get back to the walking and the fighting. My stone is beginning to itch again. I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I have decided that it is not much like any of them.
Because...
Oh, it's not just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
Literally castless.
Then that must be it. My experience with dwarves is limited, but obviously I need to encounter more of them. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
Hey, thanks, Shale. We're definitely with
Indeed.
that.
Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Yeah, no, Shale's definitely not soft. Very
It
hard.
speaks.
Rock hard, even.
It
have questions?
doesn't have better things to do.
No, I really don't.
Oh,
Tell
yes.
me it.
That I remember quite well. My former master, the mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Wow, that sounds awful.
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Oh yeah, it was
Good.
a fortune.
Clearly, I am worth it. I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough.
Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh.
Wow, that's real gross.
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag. Humph! I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors.
This is a meta joke because
so the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out.
How does someone
with a chisel and a lot of nerve. I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
How old
I
are you
have no
exactly?
idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
Honestly, same.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Sure do. That's why we play this game.
It speaks.
You have questions?
It doesn't have better things to do.
Still don't.
That part I know, as Wilhelm often bragged about it to whomever was willing to listen to
Wilhelm
him.
sounds like a dick.
He claimed to have found me in the deep roads. I was in the ruins of a Tig, he said, deactivated, with my control rod not far away.
What was he doing?
It was a hobby of his, scavenging. One of the reasons he traveled so much is that he was looking for entrances into the deep roads, old places the dwarves had long forgotten. And then he would sneak down and search for magical treasure, before anyone was the wiser.
Sounds really dangerous.
Indeed. He had spells that allowed him to remain hidden and move quickly, but he had no defense against the blight, and worried constantly that he would get sick. If any Darkspawn showed themselves, he fled. More often, he would have to fight other scavengers, dwarves who had become tainted. In the end, it killed him. I mean, he found me there, right?
This is true. You don't know why
I
you were
think
there?
I remember a battle. It was long before, and then there was darkness. Bah, in short, no, I do not remember why I was there. It makes no difference.
True. I guess it really doesn't. Do you know where the deep roads
No,
this was?
that secretive bastard refused to tell me. I would ask and ask, but no. He used to say that one day, if I were compliant and didn't talk back at his wife, he would take me there and I could look around myself. Rotten, lying bastard. If I had his head in my hands now, I would squeeze it like a giant lemon. Squish.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have had to put up with the twit, and I would be none the wiser. I don't think I was aware while I was there. Not like in the village. Or perhaps I was. Perhaps that was the dark place, and I simply couldn't see anything. How long could even I sit in the darkness and stare out at nothing, never sleeping? Oh, I do not wish to think of that.
Yeah, that's not a good thought. That's like an Alphonse Elric thought.
On then.
Let's not do that. Wait. Is that why I like Shale so much? Do I like Shale because Shale reminds me of Alphonse? Like, not in personality, because they're completely, totally different, but in, like, the meaning of Gollum. Even though I know Alphonse isn't a Gollum. Food for thought. We're gonna shelve that thought and think about it later.
It doesn't have better things to do.
No, I really don't. Yeah,
I do not sleep, so yes. And I thank it for reminding me.
You're welcome. That's why I'm here.
Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Yeah, that would, that'd suck. I had a joke for it, and then I decided not to tell the joke, because the joke is, pretty awful. So I'll leave what the awful joke is to y'all's imagination. But we're gonna not say the joke, and just say that would be awful. Sounds like... Yes, that would be rather boring.
And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out.
Pigeons are garbage. They're garbage birds. Sparrows, I don't know about. I don't know if I've ever seen a sparrow. Ravens kick fucking ass, okay? I will not allow this raven slander. But yes, we're going to say it sounds a little
Those
messy.
foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I would... I don't care to discuss this anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty awful. Alright, I think that's all the questions, but let's see if we have unlocked any more. We have more questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
I will never have better things to do, Shale. We're always here to talk to you.
That is true. I do not. I'm not interested in getting into a discussion on the subject, however. Ask another time. If it is done asking overly obvious questions, let us find some humans to throw off a cliff or something.
Well, Shale, the nearest cliff is miles away. We're in Lothering right now, surrounded by humans and birds. So I guess this is like Shale hell. I'm sorry, Shale. I shouldn't have brought you here. Anyways, do you have anything else to say?
It speaks. It doesn't have better things to do.
Why would we ever have anything better to do than bothering you?
On then.
As in the stream, we're bothering Lothering. You are in Lothering, so we are bothering you. Oh, which reminds me, does Sten have anything to say? I don't remember.
I see. And why do you think this?
Wait, what? Never mind.
It's a wonder why you even speak sometimes.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised. Very well.
Oh, okay. I almost told him they should leave.
As you wish.
Wow, that was close. We didn't want to do that. All right, we're gonna save again. All right, what about
too much to do and not enough time?
Yep, light's coming. Do you need any help?
I don't suppose you know anything of tonics, medicines, or herbs.
Oh wait, that's right. I respect Morrigan and I removed the ability to do that. We'll be right back. We'll be right back, lady.
We done heard what was said. You're a warden. I don't know if you killed King Kalen, and make her forgive me, I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Wow, we're gonna kill refugees. We are really not doing well, huh? Alright, let's move you over here. I'm trying to set this up like the mages that I played in the past, so my muscle memory can kick in. Oh yeah, I need to change his tactics, don't I? Let's do that right now. Yeah, they did attack first. That's true. I think your tactics are already fine, aren't you? Yes, they are. But actually,
saving the day.
Let's go.
Feel stoked.
Alright, there we go.
Run in fear.
Wow, Sten's doing a real good job tanking, huh?
Time to end their pathetic little existences.
Alright. Well, we sure did murder a bunch of refugees. That's a thing we did. Oh, that's right. We need stealth because we're a rogue. We're gonna leave Lothering. We're gonna respec Morrigan again. And then we're gonna come back. Oh, I forgot to summon my bear too. I'm gonna have to remember to do that as well. Let's go gather our party. We're gonna go to party camp. We're gonna get something to respec Morrigan. We're going to re-give her the thing that she should have had all along.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or...
Let me see your wares. Oh yeah, there's something else. Do we have Lunari prayers in our inventory? No. Alright, this is gonna totally screw with Sten's, how much Sten likes us, but we need this item because it is busted. And that is what we're here for. We are here for busted items. So this item. This item, for those of you who don't know, revives your entire party in a cutscene. So nothing's going on, right? Sten can't die. He just reads this book, and everyone comes back to life instantly. It is amazing.
I am impressed.
Part of why we're running
My
Sten.
thanks.
I love it. It's great. We're going to gather our party in Metro Fourth, and we are going to
Yes,
again, select all of these people. And then we're not going to go to Denerim yet. We're going to go to Lothering. We are going to save the game. We're going to unequip everything from Morgan. Please don't be mad at me, Twitch. I have to do this. I'm required to do this by the game mechanics. Destroy. Destroy. Right. Alright, let's level up. So the important thing is to just pump magic. You don't need anything else. I mean, we will eventually, but right now we're just pumping magic. You know what? Actually, eventually we're going to need to pump Constitution. So we'll do that as well. Okay, so now that I'm using this item, see, it helps us respec better. So she actually does have herbalism again. Because this item is better. This is our respec mod. Got here. Oh wait, no, I remember what we had before on her that was so important. I can't believe I almost forgot that. We gave her Mana Clash, which is critical. We're actually going to remove a Rejuvenate, I think. And we're going to get Cone of Cold. So we have Native Beyond her. I don't remember what the other spell was. Now we can make Twitch not angry at us anymore and quickly equip this. Get to the deep. And we give Merrick's Blade. And did I not give Sten a weapon? Ha! Guys, Sten did that entire fight barefisted, and he was still tanking. Amazing. What a Chad. Well, there we go. Now I have to give her stuff back. I'm good at equipping things, I swear. Alright. These will be fine for now. Stealth and stealth. All right.
So be it.
Let's summon a bear. We have a bear. I'm not sure what I will name him yet. I can't actually name him anything. But between the bear and Ferdinand, I think we're doing pretty well. Maybe since the bear is like the rival of Ferdinand von Eyre for our party slot, I'll name the bear Edelgard. But that seems kind of mean to Edelgard. I don't really feel like she would be a bear. Anyways, let's talk to this lady again.
Too much to do, and not enough time.
You
I
got any
don't
help?
suppose you know anything of tonics, medicines, or herbs.
I don't, but my friend
Then
does.
you may be able to do us a lot of good. All manner of travellers come through, many injured or sick.
Yeah,
We do our best, but we're out of supplies.
sounds
There's
rough.
medicinal herbs in the woods to the north. If you make a few poultices, I'll scrape together some sort of payment.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
write all you need to know in this note here.
Okay. Save that. And are you guys ready? I have played this game 12 times. And now, for the first time, literally ever, I am going to do this quest at the beginning of the game. Because this quest requires you to get trap making. And I always forget to make the fucking traps, or rather to learn how to make the traps. I always forget to learn to make fucking traps because I never use it for the rest of the game. It's like it's a useless ability unless you're like doing very specific niche runs like Nightmare Solo Archer or something, which like you can do and you'll need trap making, but like otherwise you never use it. So I never learn it. But we're gonna do it for the content.
Hello, stranger. I don't suppose you know anyone that can make traps?
Yeah, I do. It's me. I can make
I would
traps.
happily pay you
For
to
once.
make them. There's wood
Yep.
and nails and other goods around the village and the forest.
Yeah, sure.
You probably already know that. Sorry. Come back if you make some.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. You made a trap.
Did you make any traps?
Wait, what traps do we need? Hold on.
Thank you.
Probably should have read that first. Lothering. Pretty spring traps. Okay, fuck. I just need 3 trap triggers. Where is the place where we met Liliana? That's over on the other side, isn't it? Okay, let's check that wooden crate over
My cousin
there.
in the
and
Templars.
see
He says
if
the
it
mages in the
has,
tower out on Lake Calenhod
any
are all
trap
turning
triggers
into
in it.
demons.
No,
They
alright, we're gonna
always
stop doing
say
this
that,
stuff.
though.
Well, this time it's true. They're not sure what to do about it yet, he says.
What's to do? I thought you killed them.
Easier said than done. Mages pick a fine time to go turning into demons,
Oh,
I
the
tell you.
mages are turning into demons. That's bad. Alright, we got... Let's talk to this dude.
You're here about food. Take it up with that bleeding runt by the chantry. I got other gear to sell.
Yeah, show me what you got. This guy sells trap triggers. Cool. Let's buy 3. What else has he got? He has a Thorn of the Dead Gods. Dude, what? That sounds awesome. I want one. Would we seriously pass up the opportunity to buy something called the Thorn of the Dead Gods? This makes my edgy heart happy for buying it. We're not buying the lightning rod. That sounds kind of lame. What else you got? Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's also pretty good. And I never go to this guy's shop. What's this? That's actually not bad either. Man, I never knew this guy had such good stuff. I always forgot because I never had anything to like begin with. But let's sell him some of our random useless stuff too.
You're here about food. Take it up with that bleeding runt by the chantry.
Yeah, but you have a question.
I got
right?
other gear to sell.
You know any
Check the chanter's board by the chantry. There's good jobs there. I don't suppose you know anything about
Boy, do I.
Poison.
I have dabbled
I
in such
figured if I
things.
kept asking, I'd find someone. I'd pay good coin for some simple poison. Something to slow them beasties down or make them think twice. There's herbs in the North Wood. As for other stuff, look around town. Some refugees just left things behind to travel faster. I don't really know what you need, though. I might have some in stock, too.
Right. Let's make some poison. Come on. Alright, we'll just click in here. Poison's proposition. 3 flasks of venom. How much? What does that require? Toxin extract and
Any luck with that poison?
flasks.
Or you here to see my stock?
We got where'd I get toxin extract? We don't want that though. Let's make the traps though. I don't actually know what to get toxin extract, but we'll figure it out.
Did you see the new recruiters out?
I'd keep your voice down if I were you. They're pressing anyone who can hold a sword.
Let's go back to this lady and tell her that.
Did you
Yes,
make
what's up?
any traps?
I sure did. I have the traps
Oh,
for
what
you.
a relief. Thank you, stranger.
You're welcome. Got some money. Gotta go to the Chanter's board.
What are you trying to do, woman?
I was not attempting to do anything, and do not speak to me in that tone.
With the warden.
Ah, did you desire a demonstration?
Do you believe you can control him? Did your magic fail you there?
You have no idea what you speak of, Canary.
Perhaps not, but I know a viper when I see one.
You know, I think that's very rude to say in front of me, Stan. I mean, and to Morgan directly, but like, come on, man.
All right.
Is that really necessary? Chanter's board.
And
We
I'm
got
off.
bandits. Bandits everywhere. As transcribed from Habsburg Bryant, Templar and Defender of the Faith. Sizable reward for the apprehension and execution of the bandit leaders plying their trade in the northern wooden roads. Beware, they're numerous, conservative skilled, yada yada. Oh, well armed, well trained. Yeah. Well, I think we got this covered. We got this covered. 3 bandit groups. 3 sovereigns if we do it. Let's do it.
Mother! Have you seen my mother?
No, that depends. Who's your mother?
She's really tall, and she has red hair. We live on a big farmhold, all of us.
Okay.
Some mean men with swords came, and Mother told me to run to the village as fast as I could, so I did. She said
that's
she'd
not
be right
good.
behind me, but I've been waiting
That
and
is
waiting,
worse.
and I can't see her.
That is worse. Do you know where your father is?
He went with William to the neighbours yesterday, but he didn't come back. Mother said I wasn't to go with anyone. I'm supposed to wait for her here, in the village.
Okay, well,
I
you
will,
should go to the
but
chantry.
only if I don't find Mother first. So, you're a dwarf, aren't you?
Yes. Why are you asking
Father
that?
says dwarves are really greedy, but you're not greedy at all.
Your father
Thank you
is
for helping
awful.
me.
Okay, well, that was an incredibly bizarre thing to say. Thanks, I guess, young child. Getting some elf root.
And I'm off.
Awesome stealth. It's a landmark tree. Ari dominance. What does that do? Oh, nice. He's stronger because he beat on the tree, apparently. Yeah, I don't. Why is it always spiders?
First one to kill it gets the prize.
Let's finish this.
And I'm off.
I hate these things.
All right.
Begin the onslaught. I shall do it.
I will put you out of your misery.
Alright. I think we broke that spider's AI, or maybe it's paralyzed or something. I'm not really sure.
Too easy.
Oh, that's how we get toxin extract. That makes sense. Well, glad I fought them.
And I'm off.
Here's some death root. Oh, and there's those bandits.
The shadows.
Let's see. We should freeze that Mabari before it overwhelms us. And then Dale should. Those guys.
Go on.
Added him. Excellent. I really love playing this game on PC with the pause and play.
Let's do this quickly, shall we? Quiet now.
I think there's supposed to be more groups of bandits. Or is that all of them? Okay, well, apparently I got them all. Let's head back. This is part of why we did that Warden's Keep DLC early, so that we could move super fast all our stealth. Saves us a lot of time. So I think we have this stuff.
Have
for
any
you
luck
too,
finding
don't we?
herbs in the woods?
So
This will help many people. You're a good sort, you know.
right, cool. Let's make that venom for this guy too. Then let's go give him the stuff and also sell some of this equipment that we got that we don't need.
We've been out to the market. There's not much to be had.
There isn't likely to be more anytime soon, that's for sure.
Any luck with that poison? Or you here to see my stock?
We have the poison.
Splendid! If those beasties come on my land, I hope it teaches them a lesson. Yeah, there's enough gold to cover any of your expenses and then some, eh?
Not a whole lot of gold, but okay.
Because I still don't have food to sell.
Alright, what do you got? Alright, let's sell this trap. And, sell these leather gloves. And these gloves. And those. Those. I can sell the chainmail. We can sell this gold ring, this silver ring, this iron ring. And this lesser ice salve. Torpo. Sword. Right. Well, let's go do the remaining quests in Lothering then. And that'll probably be the end of this stream.
So
I know it's not a super exciting one, but it's stuff we gotta do. So,
You were very quiet, Stan.
Only compared to some.
right, that's the end of that one. Let's talk to this dude.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Thanks. Alright, what do we got now? When bears attack. I'll have the dead, it's departing the sun, I'm scared missive. Yeah. Charge knowledge of arms and armor, brave no the wood, if I found bears involved, kill the white enemy, an abomination in the maker's sights, and kill some bears. I can do that. Thanks to all the villagers opening their barns and crops for refugees. Sadly, there's a lone boy in the village whose mother, good wife Sarah, is missing, as she's been missing for the better part of a week. She's presumed dead. He's in the middle years with red hair. Oh, that was the guy the boy we just talked to. Come across her in the wilds, please return her body to the effects of her remains in later years. He'll be thankful. Yep. Alright, well, we got some level ups too. So level 10. There we go. 10 can no longer be flanked. And what about... Actually, let's do that. And then... I guess let's start... Actually, let's get bravery.
To the shadows with me.
Let's actually do a wheel save after that. Now let's keep going. Alright, see you, Harry's. I just on stealth.
Quiet now. Might be a nice pelt in it for us.
Where next?
See if we can shatter that guy. Oh, cool. We leveled up too.
It will hurt.
Oh, more wolves. That's on cooldown.
An order.
And I'm off. How amusing.
Yeah, click on it. There we go.
To the shadows with me.
Alright. Got the keepsake. It's also bears now. Wait. Oh, they're the bears. Okay. I remember they were up here somewhere.
Yes.
Behind you.
There we go. Let's see if our bear is better than their bear. Our bear is better than their bear. Alright, let's get some mechanical expertise. Wait. Alright, this is level 10, so. And then I saw Dog also leveled up, or Ferdinand also leveled up, so let's make Ferdinand stronger. It's getting us closer to Overwhelm, right?
To the shadows with me.
Alright, that's our next quest. Let's see what's coming up after that. Gotta talk to this dude again.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath.
Yep,
all was silent in prayer and thanks.
Alright, no more Chanter's Board quests.
Back off. I have the right to charge
that's
what
right,
I
there's
wish.
this.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll... Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Why would we want to help
Did I
him?
mention profit?
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
Then kill him and take what you need. I fail to see the problem.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
It's really funny.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest.
All right,
I'm an
you
honest
good, do
merchant,
crime.
nothing more. Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving.
All right. Lower your prices or lose your
Maker's
goods.
breath. Sometimes it's truly not worth operating this far south.
Just charge what you would have before this tragedy.
Fine, yes, just stop complaining. You're giving me a headache.
So, we have come to solve every squabble in the village personally. My, but the Darkspawn will be impressed.
Yes, Morrigan,
Thank you
that
for
is
your
the
generous
purpose of the stream.
assistance.
It's in the
May the
title.
Maker watch over
Lothering,
your path.
Lothering. I don't remember that option being there in the past, so I think that must be one of the mods that I've installed. Restoring cut content.
Are you here to make my headache, or do you actually want to buy something? It
Let's see
isn't
what you
much,
got.
but take a look if you want.
Oh, this guy sells toxin at draft, so I could have bought it from him. Alright, well, that is all the Lothering quests. So, with that, I'm gonna go back to the camp. We're gonna end the stream, and then next time we're gonna probably look at doing some real story quests. I think we're gonna start with the Circle Tower, just because you should always start with the Circle Tower, really. Unless you're going to do some particularly nasty thing, which we already established that we're going to be good, so we're not going to do that thing, most likely. But, yeah, we're going to do Circle Tower, and then we're probably going to do a few others. I mean, we're going to have to do a few others, I guess, because we have to finish the game, but we're going to start with Circle Tower. That's my plan. That may change. We'll see. Maybe I'll decide that I want to leave that open in case we do want to do those other things. There's a very good chance that I may decide to do that. Just to leave it up to y'all what we do. So, you know, actually, the more I think about it, I want to leave that choice open. I don't want to lock us into having a bad result if we make that decision. So we're probably actually going to do what the game recommends at this point. And we're going to go to Redcliffe. We might do the Brazilian Forest instead, but I'm thinking probably we'll do Redcliffe and we'll do that whole chain of events. And then we'll do the Circle Tower. I may look into it more and see if there's something, because I think there might be some issue that we have to resolve before then that may require the Circle Tower, but I'll have to think on it. But for now, thank y'all for coming to the stream, and I will see y'all again next time. I'm thinking I may stream on Monday, because it's America Day. And what better way to celebrate America Day than playing a Canadian video game? So with that, have a good evening, everyone, or I guess good night, good morning, good afternoon, and I will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.